can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. It's too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. Too easy. It's too easy. I've been there, done it, seen it. Boy, all that like Keenan. Still got crack, they fiendin'. Flow still hot like Phoenix. Shine so bright, I'm gleaming. This off top, I'm tweaking. Fresh out the rat like Nina. And I'm still tryna fight my demons. Cause we all gotta act like Tina. That's why I gotta ride with the Nina. Outside, it's a war going on. Make me put my hands on my head like the Macarena. They want you walking on board like Tina. Ain't give a F to you like John Cena. Putting blood on the brand new Beamer. Tryna earn they stripes like Adidas. You get cold when you ride with the heater. It'll turn you to a dog like a Keto. And expose to a cat like a cheetah. They smoke my partner like reefer. Dímelo porque yo no entiendo. Mi gente must really need Jesus. They shed real blood. I never seen the crypt and I believe it. It's too easy. Too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. Too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. Too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed.
Welcome in. Happy Friday, everybody. Mitchell, drop me, give me 50. Yeah, finally, Drake finally released that track on streaming. If you guys know anything about me, big Drake fan. I don't want to hear any of this Drake slander because he's the best. It's Drake. I don't want to hear about it. But yeah, good. Happy Friday to everybody. We're going to have a big week. We got lots of baseball to bet on this weekend. We've got NBA playoffs to bet on this weekend. I'm sure there's UFC. Mitchell, I know you're a UFC guy. You can let me know in the chat here. I'm sure there's UFC to bet on as well. NHL playoffs. I might dabble a little bit in that. We'll see. But today we're going to fill out our Sean, what's up? Dewan, what's up? Stephanie, what's up? Today, we're going to fill out our NBA playoff bracket. We're going to talk tonight's games, and then I'll do some baseball stuff too. Early look last night when I went through the baseball slate, there wasn't anything I loved, so I didn't put anything out early in the Discord. So we'll talk about stuff here. I'll post my card, obviously, after the stream in the Discord, my full card, but nothing was really jumping out that I really, really loved it. So, I kind of typically I like to put my card out the night before we get ahead of some line movement, but there was just nothing that really jumped out. So we're going to fill this bracket out. We'll talk the NBA games tonight. We'll preview the weekend and talk about that, and then we'll talk baseball as well. No UFC, PFL tonight. Oh, yeah, Ryan Garcia. I saw that. He's fighting tomorrow. I saw what? He didn't make weight, so he had to pay that guy $1.5 million or something. That dude's a, disaster right now. I don't know what's going on with that fight. I guess they're still going to fight even though he didn't make weight, but he can't win the belt or something from what I saw. I don't know. I don't follow that super closely. I do like boxing, but I haven't been keeping up, with that super close. But I do like boxing. When there's, big boxing matches, I will typically watch those. What else has been going on? Yet there was nothing going on yesterday. I mean, there was barely any baseball. One of the games got canceled. There wasn't any basketball. The NBA, I feel fumbled the bag because not fumbled the bag, but why was there not an NBA game on last night? We needed something on at night. There was no baseball. One of the play-ins should have been last night and then one tonight. I feel like there should have been something on. I don't know. You had a bet with Haney that he would pay $500K for every pound he was overweight. Okay, yeah, that's what I saw. But then I saw they're still going to do the fight. It's just he can't win the belt. Cubs are cooking Marlins. Yeah, I was going to take Cubs -1.5 yesterday. The game got rained out. They're up, 3-0 right now. Bases loaded, no outs too. So they should looking pretty good. You like the Brewers? All right, we'll check. We'll check that out when we get to baseball. All right, let's get working on this bracket here. So if you've been following along the streams this week, we have taken a couple series bets. We took Mavericks -110 over the Clippers. That has since moved. Let's check the updated line on FanDuel. Updated line on FanDuel is Mavericks -134. So we got some pretty decent CLV there. I do think the Mavericks are the better team right now. We also took the Knicks at -105. I was pretty surprised that the Knicks were not favored in the series. So we grabbed the Knicks for the series at -105. They're -115 on FanDuel, so they are slight favorites now. I don't know. We took it on DraftKings at -105. Not sure if it moved there. And then we also took a max bet 4-unit play for me. Biggest bet since the NCAA National Championship game for football. We took the Denver Nuggets -1.5 in the series against the Lakers at -140 odds. Let me pull up on my phone. I'll check if it's still -140. I just don't see how the Lakers can take that to 7 games. Maybe I'm wrong, but this is something I'm very confident in to put 4 units on it. I mean, we really don't give out 3-4 unit plays very often. Like, this is a very rare occurrence. So I do feel confident in it. Series props. Let's see here. Nuggets, Lakers. Nuggets -1.5. It's still -140. So if you want to go grab that, I do like that. The Knicks are still -105 on DraftKings as well. So those are a couple of our series plays that you can get in on still. Mavericks, I don't know if I'd play -134. I guess you could. I do think they win, but. All right, if you're in the chat, you guys can help me out. We're going to fill this bracket out. Starting off in the West, Thunder versus the winner of the Kings and Pelicans, assuming Kings with no Zion Williamson, but we'll see what happens. I think the Thunder will take care of that. Kings, if the Kings were fully healthy, I would say they might be a little dangerous, but they're not fully healthy, so we're gonna side with the Oklahoma City Thunder. I want to see what you do with this Buck series. Yeah, I mean, I think you can bet the Pacers in the series. It's tough because we just don't know how much Giannis is gonna play, but it sounds like he's gonna miss multiple games, and I'm actually excited for that because the Pacers and Bucks kind of have that little rivalry going, dating back to the play-in. So that should be a pretty fun little series. Like, it sucks that Giannis isn't playing, but hopefully he can come back, in the middle of the series, and we get maybe we get like a 6-7 game series out of it. I think that'd be really fun. Dewan, you like OKC? Yeah, I think OKC, no problems here. Clippers, Mavs. I've already said I bet the Mavericks, so we're gonna take the Dallas Mavericks over the Clippers. Timberwolves, Suns. This is where I need you guys' help. Who do we like? Timberwolves, Suns. I honestly can't decide on this one. I don't know. I think this is tough. I like Anthony Edwards and this Timberwolves team. Obviously, the Suns, they have the pedigree with Devin Booker and Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal to an extent. I just worry about their depth. I've worried about their depth all season, and I think that's a big part. They just haven't really played fully healthy for the entire season either, which is why they're the 6th seed. You like Phoenix, Stephanie likes T-Wolves. This is like a true coin flip, I think. Phoenix is favored in the series, and I don't think whoever wins can beat Denver anyways. So it probably doesn't matter. Probably doesn't matter who wins this because they're probably just going to lose. But it's tough. Should be a great series. I completely agree. I'm gonna put Timberwolves in just because I like Anthony Edwards and their team setup, but I don't think either of these teams will beat the Nuggets anyways. I'm just gonna put Timberwolves through. Obviously, on the bottom here, we're taking the Nuggets over the Lakers. No discussion needed there. All right, let's go over to the East and then we'll come back and do those matchups. Celtics versus the Heat and Celtics versus the winner of the Heat and Bulls game tonight. First of all, I like Miami tonight. I know everyone's on Chicago because they don't have Jimmy Butler. I know. Okay, I get it. But I still think Eric Spoelstra wins out in these types of games. Like, he's one of the coaches I do think is like halfway decent. So I still think Miami's going to win, regardless. Do I think the Bulls could beat the Celtics in a series? No. Do I think Miami with Jimmy Butler could beat the Celtics in a series? Maybe. Maybe. But that's not going to matter. So we're just going to advance the Boston Celtics here. Cavs Magic. This series, literally, it's just playing for who has the right to lose to Boston in the next round. I don't think either team could beat Boston in a series. I've expressed my concerns about this Cavs team. I don't trust them. Mitchell, what was the Metro album? We Don't Trust You. I don't trust the Cleveland Cavaliers. So, being from Northeast Ohio, watching this team, I don't trust them. I don't trust Donovan Mitchell. I think he's ready to leave. I think he's ready to go to a new team. And this Magic team, this is the type of team I think can have success against the Cavs. They're really good defensively. I think they can punk them like the Knicks did last year. They have good defensive players. They're going to slow the game down. And I'm going to take the Magic over the Cavs in that series. Bucks Pacers, like I said, tough to know what to do here because we just don't know about the status of Giannis. I don't trust I don't trust JB either, Mitchell. Great point. Don't trust a lot about this Cavs team. It's tough to pick because the winner of if the Bucks won, could the Bucks make a run to the conference finals? Yes, with a healthy Giannis. I definitely think they could. So that makes this pick really tough. But at the same time, I feel like the Celtics-Knicks rivalry is back, and we've set up a collision course for the Celtics and Knicks in the Eastern Conference Finals, which would just be I think that'd be pretty cool. So I'm going to take the Pacers for fun, and then I'm going to take the Knicks over the 76ers. Sticking on this side of the East, I'm going to take the Celtics over the Magic, and I'm going to take the Knicks over the Pacers. Do I think the Bucks could beat the Knicks if it's the Bucks? Yes. I will definitely say that, but that's not how I'm filling my bracket out. Give me Celtics, Knicks, Eastern Conference Finals. Back on the West side, Thunder, Mavs. Boy, this would be a really fun series. I like both these teams. The Thunder obviously have this super exciting young team. They got the number 1 seed. They still haven't done it in the playoffs yet, and they have a number of young players. I mean, this is Chet is very new, rookie season. Jalen Williams is still young. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has not done it as in terms of him leading a team in the playoffs. I love the outlook of their team, but Luka Doncic has done it in the playoffs. Single-handedly beat the Phoenix Suns in the playoffs. Kyrie Irving has done it in the playoffs. So I think this would be the place where we take the Thunder to lose. The Thunder get a series, they get some playoff experience, and they come back next year, ready to make a push for the NBA title. Right now, I'll take the Mavericks over them. T-Wolves Nuggets obviously would be extremely fun. Anthony Edwards, Nikola Jokic, some of the biggest stars of the league. I'm taking the Denver Nuggets. Talk that talk. Yeah, Tristan, what's up, man? All right. In the conference finals, Mavericks Nuggets. This would really pull on my heartstrings if we got this series because I love Kyrie Irving. You guys know, on the court, Kyrie Irving is my favorite player that I've ever got to watch, grow up and watch him. He came into the league as a rookie when I was in high school, and I've always had that connection with Kyrie Irving. And he, was on my hometown team. He won a title on my hometown team. I love Kyrie Irving, and I love Luka Doncic. I also love Nikola Jokic. Nikola Jokic is the best player in the league. I've defended him in that manner for multiple years. People trying to say Embiid's better than him. No. Anyone that people try to say is better than Jokic, there is no one better than Jokic right now. He is the best player, and he will dominate any playoff series against any team. So this would be my personal favorite. This would be my finals because I love both these teams. I'm going to take the Nuggets just because I think they're the best team. But that could go either way. And if the Mavericks win that series, I would certainly be rooting for them over whoever comes out of this Eastern side. I'm going to take the Celtics over the Knicks. I think that would be an insane series, just classic Celtics-Knicks rivalry in the Eastern Conference Finals after the Celtics have always kind of been what they are. They won in 2008, and then they've always kind of just been good. Obviously, the last few years, once they've had Tatum and Brown, they've been in the playoffs and stuff. The Knicks have not been back to prominence in some time. So I think that would be awesome. But I'm going to take the Celtics, and I think that we're going to get this matchup of the two best teams. Denver and Boston, I think, are the two best teams in the NBA, and I think that's who we're going to get in the finals. I did not see Clay Mitchell. What did he do? For the finals? I think oh man, it's so tough. I feel like we've been saying this for a couple years, but this feels like the year that if the Celtics are going to win it, it's going to be this year. Like if they don't win this year, assuming everyone stays healthy and they have their full team here, this feels like they need to win it this year to get one. But that's been said, last year, like there was a lot of talk about, Jaylen Brown maybe getting moved last year, and they've run it back with this team. They got Porzingis. They got Drew Holiday. I don't know. This feels like this has to be the year for the Celtics to win. On the opposite side of that, can Denver go back-to-back? I don't know. I think this team's very good. I think, like I said, Jokic is the best player. If they went back-to-back, they would start to, you'd start to get the thoughts of like maybe they go on a run here. They can get, maybe 3 or 4 with this team before they're all done playing. I don't know. I think this would be an amazing series. I think that this would probably go 6 or 7 games. Anyone but the Celtics. I know, Stephanie, I don't like the Celtics either, but I do think they're the best team right now. At the end of the day, though, how I'll make my pick is I think the Celtics are the best team in basketball. I'm saying that right confidently right now. I think they're the best team. I haven't seen it from them in the playoffs. I have seen it from Denver. I have seen it from Nikola Jokic, their main star. I've seen it from Mike Malone. So with that, I will take Denver to go back-to-back. But anyone that's picking Boston, I'm not going to argue with you. I think Boston is the best team. But I haven't seen it from them. I've seen it from Denver. I like Denver a little more. Yeah, I in a series, I probably would too. Like if we got this in the NBA Finals, I probably would bet on Denver to win the series. Like assuming that, it's a pretty close to even line, I probably would be on Denver. I agree. I think in a series, it's just so tough to beat them. I feel like in a series, given how they're currently constructed, if fully healthy. But I don't know. A lot of questions are going to be answered this year in the playoffs. Questions are going to be answered about the Celtics and this current team they have. Questions are going to be answered about the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Cleveland Cavaliers are going to blow it up if they don't win a playoff series this year. I can confidently say that. I don't think that Donovan Mitchell will be back. I think there's a chance they're not going to they're going to have a different coach. So questions are going to be answered there. I think questions are going to be answered about the 76ers. I mean, Joel Embiid is going to play if they get bounced in the first round. I think there's questions there. Questions about the Thunder, if they're really ready for a deep run or, if they just need to get some experience running back next year. Can the Nuggets go back-to-back? Is LeBron, I don't really think the Lakers have a chance, but that's still a storyline. So a lot of questions will get answered in this NBA playoffs. I'm actually excited to watch. With that being said, there's the bracket. You guys can take a picture of it, whatever you guys want to do. Maybe I might tweet it out after the stream. Maybe I'll screenshot, tweet it out after the stream. If I tweet this out after the stream, people will come at me and they'll be like, "Oh, you really went out on a limb. You picked Boston and Denver." Like, dude, okay. I mean, I got the Mavericks upsetting the Thunder. I guarantee if I tweet this out, that's what I will get replies. You really went out on a limb. I already know I will. So I'm probably not going to tweet it out because those people just can piss me off. All right, let's pull up Bet Karma here and get into it. Dwan, I already know. I already know if I tweet that out, that's what I'm going to get. All right, for tonight's games, like I said, I like Miami. Chicago, super public here. Everyone I've seen's on Chicago because of Jimmy Butler being out, but it's still Miami in Miami. It's still Eric Spoelstra. They still got some dogs. I like him to win this one game. So I'm going to ride with the Heat, even though it's not the smart play. It's definitely not the smart play, but I'm going to ride with the Heat. And then I got to ride with, I feel like we have to ride Sacramento here with no Zion. Like, I just have questions about the Pelicans team. I said this when they played the Lakers. I said, I have questions about this team. Is this team actually good? And the only person that seemed to show up out of their star level players was Zion. He scored 40 points. Brandon Ingram really didn't do anything. CJ McCollum didn't do anything. And CJ McCollum has a track record and of just not playing well in these playing games. And I like CJ McCollum. If you guys don't know, CJ McCollum is from my hometown and went to one of my rival high schools. I was obviously younger than him, but I remember CJ McCollum coming up. So I'm a CJ McCollum fan, but there's questions about him performing in these like playing games. So now you're subtracting Zion out. I don't know if I can trust CJ. I don't know what I'm going to get from the role players, right? Like Jonas Valanciunas really hasn't been playing much. Like, are they going to play him more tonight, or are they going to stick with Larry Nance? Like, I don't know. So I think we got to take Sacramento here. So give me the Miami Heat tonight. Give me the Sacramento Kings tonight. Those are my picks. For props, I've been close on a couple of these like same gamers. I feel like we should do another one, but I don't know. Okay, let me see here. All right, on the Kings side, I mean, Keegan Murray had the game of his life last time. I'm not saying he can't repeat that because I like Keegan Murray, but I feel like this is a good game for De'Aaron Fox to take over. Um, so I think we could go back to this Fox 30 plus points play is interesting. I think what to do with Larry Nance or Jonas Valanciunas is interesting. Like if you think Joe Val is going to play more without Zion, I think you could take his overs. If you think he's not, then you should be betting on Larry Nance. I just don't know. I haven't figured out like what I think exactly they're going to do with that situation. So that's an angle if you're looking for New Orleans. I think Trey Murphy is going to have to step up. He didn't shoot well from three in that first game. They're going to need him to shoot better from three tonight. I would rather bet on Ingram than I would McCollum if we're counting on someone else to step up for New Orleans. I'll just get that out of the way now. As far as the Bulls and Heat game go, I was all over Kobe White last time. I told you guys I thought he was going to be having a huge game. He did. I think you can go back to Kobe White again tonight. On the Heat side, I mean, we're probably going to have to see Bam facilitate a little bit more. I told you guys last stream that Jimmy was doing really, really well facilitating the basketball without, Lowry and some of the moves that they had made and injuries. So Jimmy had kind of taken on a larger facilitating role. Now you're taking Jimmy off the floor. Bam is going to have to step up in terms of facilitating the basketball. So I think Bam assists. I think you could maybe take him for. I definitely like the over 4.5. I think you could take 6+ at plus 145 for sure. Hero's going to be chucking up shots left and right. I mean, his point total's at 24.5. Like he's going to be chucking tonight for sure. Caleb Martin is going to have to do some more offensively. I don't know. I think Caleb Martin I like, and I like Bam assists from the Heat side of things. But that's my takes there on basketball. As far as baseball goes, let's take a look at this slate here. All right, White Sox, Phillies. We have Garrett Crochet against Spencer Turnbull, two pitchers I like. So, I mean, we've been betting on both these pitchers this year. So, I don't think I necessarily love a side here. If I had to pick one, I'd pick Phillies first 5. Just because the White Sox offense is so bad right now, it's just really tough to back them. So Phillies first 5, I think, is interesting. Angels, Reds, we have Nick Lodolo going against Tyler Anderson. Lodolo looked pretty good. This is a high upside guy. Looked pretty good in his first action that we saw from him this year. They're at home. Reds have been good at home, I'm pretty sure. At least off the top of my head, I think they are. Tyler Anderson, I'm going to pull up his metrics because I'm curious. I feel like he's gotten like a little lucky this year, but maybe he's made some changes. Yeah, so this year, Tyler Anderson, his ERA is 1.47, expected ERA is 3.59. So that's almost that's 2 full runs higher. He should see some regression at some point, although he's been really, really good at limiting hard hits, which is why he's been getting away with this. He doesn't strike out a ton of batters, though, only 16 to 17% this season. I feel like I'm going to pull up. I don't know how good the Reds have been against left-handed pitching, though, which is a concern for me. Like Ellie De La Cruz is much better against righties than lefties. So I'm going to pull up. Let's take a look here. Let's go versus left-handed pitching, 2024 only. They're 9th, it looks like. Yeah, they have pretty good numbers against lefties. So I would lean Cincy, I think, in this game. But it's not high on my priority list right now. I'm gonna look into it. Justin Verlander is making his 2024 debut tonight against Mackenzie Gore in the Nationals. That's a fun game. Tampa and New York. Alexander against Clark Schmidt. Clark Schmidt's been good this year. That's someone I was really high on last year. Didn't really develop, but he looks good this year. A's and Guardians is the one that I want to talk about. We've been betting on the Oakland A's recently, and they've actually been like pretty decent. I like the Oakland A's again tonight. So if you guys don't know, Tristan McKenzie is pitching through an elbow injury. He elected not to have surgery, and he's just been pitching through this injury. He has not been good. He has not been good whatsoever. His expected ERA this year is at 6.4. Hard hit percentage is 40%. He's only struck out 8% of batters, which is one of the lowest marks in all of baseball. And with that, he's gotten like no swing and miss stuff. There's no upside for this strikeout rate to increase. He's not getting any swing and misses. And on top of that, he's walking 19% of batters faced. So pretty much a disaster season from Tristan McKenzie. I don't think he's healthy, and I'm not sure why he's like pitching when he's not healthy. I know the A's are bad, but I just don't care. So I think there's 2 ways to go about this, because I'm not the biggest fan of Boyle either. Boyle has like electric stuff, but he's another guy that just struggles with control. Joe Boyle this year, 13% walk rate, so not quite as high as McKenzie, but he does have really, really good stuff, right? I mean, he's throwing a lot of fastballs that are 96, 97. He's got a slider that is getting 35% whiffs. So he has a couple good pitches. It just comes down to if he's going to walk guys. So I think there's 2 ways to go about this. I think you bet the Oakland A's first 5. The A's bullpen still is not good. Mason Miller is a dog. Other than that, I'm not scared of anybody in the A's bullpen. So I think you bet the A's first 5, or you bet the over 8 in the game. One of those 2. Or you could do both. You could bet the over and bet the A's. But I do like the A's. Honestly, it's probably my favorite spot on the slate because I don't think Tristan McKenzie is healthy. So I'm getting a team against a pitcher that I know that I don't think is healthy. And we're getting them at a decent price. So Oakland A's are definitely on my list tonight. Taylor, what's up? Thanks for tuning in. Going to be a great weekend. Agree. But I like the A's. I like the A's tonight. And the total's 7.5 on FanDuel right now. So you could get, sign me up for A's plus 1.5, money line, first 5. You can take the over 7.5 as well. Andrew Haney against Chris Sale, two lefties on the mound. Rangers, Braves. Braves are pretty sizable favorites here, almost 200 on the money line. But that's moved down a little bit. They are the public side of this. I think an over here would be my play. Both these teams can have success against left-handed pitching. Andrew Haney can give up 1 run and strike out 10, or he can give up 10 runs and strike out 2. Like, there's just no in between with him. Am I doing any type of draft preview or anything for NFL? Yeah, Mike. So the week of the draft, I don't know when that is, next week or the week after, whenever it's coming. We'll definitely talk draft on this stream, which will be up for replay and stuff. And then I'll be tweeting some stuff out. I'm going to tweet out like quarterback rankings, wide receiver rankings, running backs. I'm going to tweet out like guys that I want to go to certain teams. There definitely will be some sort of content. And we'll be doing some draft bets too. Like definitely we'll be talking NFL draft. Orioles, Royals, it's chalk and public, but think you have to lean Orioles here. I definitely prefer Dean Creamer to Marsh. I like it's 7 runs, so it's like I said, it's tough to take an under 7, but man, I kind of like maybe a no-run first inning in Detroit, Minnesota, Joe Ryan and Flaherty. There's a little bit of risk with that because both those guys will give up home runs, so they can give up a solo shot. But I leaned under here. I was hoping we'd get it like 8.5, and I could take the under. But if there was an 8.5, I missed out on that, so that's unfortunate. And then I think you could look at Arizona. I'm fine fading Blake Snell, especially early on when he didn't have a full season to like a full off season to get ready. Like I think sometimes it takes him a little bit to get rolling. So Diamondbacks, I like some underdogs tonight. Diamondbacks are interesting. Obviously, Oakland A's are interesting. I can definitely see the Milwaukee Brewers. Mitchell, I know you said you like them. I'm definitely interested. Might add that to my card. Kyle Gibson has been pretty bad this year. I'm going to pull up his numbers. 7.96 expected ERA is horrible. 4.24 xWOBA allows horrible. He's given up a lot of barrels, a lot of hard hits, 50% hard hits. I mean, he's been pretty bad. So yeah, you could definitely sign me up for the Brewers with Freddie Peralta on the mound. I'm going to see what Freddie Peralta's numbers are against the Cardinals since he's probably pitched against them a bunch. Yeah, they're not super great, to be honest with you, but that's kind of like a separator for me. I don't weigh it super heavily. Maybe the over would be interesting. 7.5. You could talk me into the over, and you could talk me into the Milwaukee Brewers for sure. DeJean to Philly, Mike, I would love that. I would love DeJean to Philly. That would be amazing. That's honestly like ideal of who I would want the Eagles to get, to be honest. That would be great. Off the top of my head, guys, where I want them to go in the draft. DeJean to Philly. I want dream scenario, the Browns Ladd McConkey, but I just don't think it's plausible given where they pick. He ran too well at the combine. He's going to get drafted before the Browns have a pick. So my heart wants Ladd McConkey to the Browns, but realistically, if he's not going to be there at their second round pick, I would like to see him go to a team with a good quarterback. Buffalo. I would love to see Ladd McConkey in Buffalo. Kansas City. I would love to see Kansas City draft Ladd McConkey. But I think KC's going to go O-line first round, even with the Rashee Rice stuff. I still think they're going to go. There's enough good receivers. I think they can wait. So I think they're going to go O-line first round, which probably takes them out of the Ladd situation. I'm high. I like Roman Wilson. I think he's going to be good. So if Buffalo or KC doesn't get Ladd McConkey, I'd like to see one of them get Roman Wilson. I think he can be good on a good team. I'd like to see Rome Odunze on the Atlanta Falcons. Kirk Cousins, Odunze, Drake London, Kyle Pitts, Bijan Robinson, like just go all in on offense. I think that'd be awesome. And so fun to watch. So I'd like to see Rome Odunze to Atlanta. I would like to see this. This will never happen. So, like, I'm not saying this is going to happen. I know this will never happen. It's just a fantasy land. Justin Herbert to get traded to Minnesota. Oh my God, dude! If you gave Justin Herbert a good offensive scheme with Jordan Addison, Justin Jefferson, T.J. Hawkinson, like, could you could you imagine that? I mean, he would absolutely cook. But that's never going to happen. The Chargers are going to keep him. Chargers are probably going to. I don't know if they'll trade out of their pick. I could see them going O-line because they're going to run the ball with Harbaugh. I could see them trading out. We'll see. Minnesota, I still think is my pick to get J.J. McCarthy. I don't know. We'll see what happens. He's going to be in a great situation to succeed if that's the case because of the weapons I just laid out and the fact that the offensive scheme is fine. So whoever does go to Minnesota is going to be set up for success. DeJuan, you're a Washington fan, so let me know which quarterback you want them to take because I've gone back and forth on it, and I don't have a definitive take right now. But I know you're a Washington fan, so who do you prefer out of Jaden Daniels, Drake May, and I guess McCarthy? You could put in there as well. Daniels, okay. I would like to see the Bears. I don't know. I got to think about the Bears a little bit. I like the Cardinals getting Marvin Harrison. I think that's fine. I'm excited for this draft. There's so many good offensive players, and I think it's going to be a really fun draft. So I'm excited. We'll definitely be talking about it on stream next week. If you guys came here late, we filled out the NBA bracket. I like Kings tonight. I like Heat tonight for sides in those games. And then we filled the bracket out for baseball tonight. I like the Oakland A's. I like the Arizona Diamondbacks. I like the over in the Cleveland-Oakland game. I kind of like the over in this Milwaukee game, but I'm going to look more into it. And I like the Milwaukee Brewers to win the game just because, at least first 5, just because Kyle Gibson's been so bad. So that's kind of my leans there, but I'll give my full card out in the Discord after the stream. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you guys have a great weekend. I'll be posting bets all weekend in the Discord. Make sure you guys hop in there, betcomer.com/pricing. I'll be back Monday at 3 o'clock to recap the weekend. Best of luck with all your bets this weekend, and I'll see everybody on Monday.